Welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Alright, so what do we got going on today? Today we're going to continue on with our Thumper Jar build. Just to give you an update where we're at. Okay, we are going to build our line arm and our condenser. Okay, so let's start with the condenser. Okay, so I got a piece of 1-inch copper here. And I have two 1-inch by half-inch by half-inch tees. Okay, so what I'm going to do, these tees, when you buy them, right back here there's a stop, so when you put in the half-inch pipe, it's supposed to stop it, you know, so it don't go all the way through, so when you're assembling it. So what I had to do is I had to take a Dremel tool and sand out that stop. Alright, and this is so simple to do. So after you get the stops out, you're just going to put it on the 1-inch, right? And then you're going to take this half-inch pipe and slide it all the way through. And what I'll end up doing is I'll solder these joints here. You make sure I clean them up, flux them, and solder them. And solder these joints down here. And I have a condenser. And then I'll put a 90 on this end. Now I'll show that to you in a minute. Okay, so that's the first step. Very easy. So the next thing I'm going to do, let me get set up and I will give you a tour. Follow the vapor path. Okay, so we got an adapter, you know, 2-inch to half-inch adapter on our column. Okay, and we're going to come up there and you notice I've got a T right here. Okay, what I'm going to do with this T is I'm either going to get a bung or maybe a wine cork, drill a hole in it so that I can put a thermometer in there, but it has a two folds. Okay, so I'll be able to check my head temperature coming up. That's number one. And number two, if I have just a cork in there, if for some odd reason I would get a plug in the system somewhere, it could push that cork out like a blow off, you know, to release the pressure, so nothing could blow up. Okay. So that's our first step. The next, on our line arm, I haven't soldered these yet, I'm just trying to do a dry fit, is I got two couplers, one here and one right there. And the reason I did that is, and if you notice it's whoops, a 90 there, okay, it's so that I can adjust the thumper jars up and down, you know, so it's not rigid. Then I just tighten them up to where I want. So that's mainly for adjustment and to be able to take it apart to clean and all that good stuff. Our vapors are coming in, and this is our 3-way valve here. So in this position, this valve, the vapors will come here and go right to bypass and go over to the condenser. Alright, so like when you're taking your 4 shots and heads off, you can just bypass the thumper jars. Okay. Now, some of the questions I had was some people felt that I needed a valve over here. They were suggesting that the vapors would back up. Well, that's not going to happen. So in this position, this pipe here is shut off, so it will actually kind of airlock, where it will not let the vapors come down here and back. So then once I go the other way, the vapors will go across and go, whoop, I'm sorry. The vapors will go through the thumper jars up here, and that way it will not back up this pipe because of this valve being closed. The vapors are going to take the path of least resistance. Okay. So, and like I said in the previous video, with just a 3-way valve here, there's no way that I can have a closed system. because this valve does not shut anything off. It just redirects. So the vapor's either that way or this way. Coming out of the Thumper jars is our condenser that we got here. So of course it's going to have, you know, cold water into the bottom. It will surround that 1/2-inch pipe, cold water out, and then of course the end of it will be the where your distillate's will come out. Okay. Hey, this has been a real fun build. The only other thing that I might do is I'm gonna make some insulating jackets to cover up the jars. For the only reason is I've had a couple suggestions that they might fracture. I do not know. So if I make some insulating jackets up to put over top the jars, it'd be a twofold thing. Number one, it'd help the jars heat up and stay warm. And if they would happen to fracture, it would be, you know, contained to make it more safe. Okay, so I'll be interested in getting this going. Like I said before, it's been a lot of fun. Pretty interesting to try to figure it all out. So I guess I'm gonna just need some ideas for what kind of flavoring do I want to put in there. So I'm looking forward to that and see how it works. Anything else? No, I think that's just about got it. Alright, so I'll come back once it's, what I got left to do is I got to solder all the joints that I haven't got to. I need to solder some fittings in here on the condenser to hook my cooling lines up. What else? And just get everything cleaned up and ready to go. And then I'll do a sanitation run, right? And we'll go from there. Alrighty. Hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing.